We often think that change has to be loud, dramatic, and instant, but real transformation begins quietly, in the smallest of steps. A 1% shift in your daily choices may seem insignificant today, but it compounds into greatness over time. One extra push up, one more page read, one less excuse, one more hour of focus. These are the small bricks that build empires. Most people wait for the perfect moment to take action, but success doesn't come from waiting. It comes from moving inch by inch, no matter how slow it feels. The truth is, massive change rarely happens overnight. It begins when you show up consistently, even when motivation fades. Don't underestimate the power of small habits practiced daily. A single drop of water doesn't look like much, but enough of them can carve through stone. It's not the size of the step, it's the direction that counts. When you choose discipline over delay, growth over comfort, and action over anxiety, even in small amounts, you're rewiring your life. The journey to a better version of yourself isn't built on giant leaps, but on countless small decisions that no one else sees. You don't have to be perfect, just present. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Every small step taken with purpose is louder than the biggest dream left untouched. You don't climb mountains by jumping to the top. You take one steady step at a time. Small wins build confidence, confidence builds momentum, and momentum creates transformation. Yay. If you can take one small step today, and then again tomorrow, you're already moving in the right direction. Never doubt the impact of tiny progress. When you show up for yourself consistently, the universe begins to meet you halfway. Progress is progress no matter how slow, because every inch forward means you're no longer stuck. When you fall, fall forward. When you're tired, pause, but don't quit. When it gets hard, remind yourself, every great journey is made up of many small moments no one claps for. Trust the process. The small changes you're making now will become the big shifts you'll thank yourself for later. One day, you'll look back and realize how those small steps rewrote your entire story. Growth isn't always visible, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Stay committed. Stay focused. You are not behind, you are building. With every step, no matter how small, you are shaping a future that's stronger, braver, and better. So stop waiting for a big break. Start making tiny cracks. Eventually, the breakthrough will come. The small steps you take today can create the big life you dream about tomorrow. Be patient, be consistent, and never stop stepping forward, because small steps taken with heart lead to the biggest shifts of all. Every big achievement begins with a single small step. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the size of our dreams, but real change comes from starting small. One action, one decision, one commitment at a time. Small steps might feel insignificant in the moment, but they are the seeds of transformation. Just as a mighty oak tree begins as a tiny acorn, your future begins with the smallest move forward. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. 1,000 small steps taken daily will take you further than a few giant leaps taken once in a while. Show up, even if it's just for 5 minutes. That's how progress happens. When we try to leap too far too fast, we often fall. But when we walk, step by step, we build balance, momentum, and direction. There's strength in steady movement, even if the pace is slow. The beauty of small steps is that they are achievable. You don't need to wait for perfect conditions. You don't need all the answers. You just need the courage to begin right now where you are. Success doesn't require giant miracles. It requires daily effort. The small step of reading one page, exercising for 10 minutes, or choosing one better habit compounds into life-changing results over time. Big shifts don't happen overnight, but they do happen when you decide to start and keep going. You don't climb mountains by jumping. You climb them step by step, one foothold at a time. Progress is often invisible at first, but every small action is laying the foundation for something greater. Trust the process, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Small steps build confidence. Every time you follow through, you prove to yourself that you are capable. That belief, that self-trust, is the fuel for bigger moves ahead. When you're overwhelmed, simplify. Focus on just the next step. Not the whole journey, not the final goal, not the final goal. Just what you can do today. One small shift that moves you forward. Massive change begins in the quiet moments. Waking up a little earlier, choosing water over soda, journaling your thoughts, saying no when you used to say yes. These moments matter. Greatness is never built all at once. It's constructed through the small, unseen, repeated actions that most people ignore. If you're willing to do the small things consistently, you'll go further than most ever dream. Small doesn't mean weak. It means focused. It means intentional. A laser is just light, but when it's focused, it can cut through steel. Your small steps with time can break through any barrier. The future isn't built in a day, but it is built every day. And every day offers you a chance to make one small decision that shifts your direction toward the life you want. Don't wait until you feel ready. Readiness is a myth. Start now, even if you feel uncertain. Small steps taken in doubt are more powerful than no steps taken in fear. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. Small daily efforts, compounded over time, can lead to massive transformations. Change your habits. Change your life. Change your life. And habits don't begin with huge acts. They begin with tiny intentional choices repeated every day until they become automatic. Big dreams require small beginnings. Don't despise humble starts. In fact, embrace them. They teach you patience, discipline, and appreciation for the journey. There's power in simplicity. You don't need complexity to grow. Often just doing one thing consistently, like walking daily, reading nightly, or writing a little each day, can shift your entire life. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master of their craft once struggled with the basics. Your job is not to be great now. Your job is to keep going one small step at a time. Celebrate small wins. Each step forward is a victory worth acknowledging. Recognizing progress boosts your motivation and reminds you that you're on the right path. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But keep moving forward. Momentum matters more than speed when it comes to meaningful growth. Even when it feels like nothing is changing. Trust that every effort is adding up. Like water dripping on stone, persistence over time makes the impact. Your dreams don't need grand gestures, they need faithfulness in the little things. The quiet, consistent effort is what separates dreamers from achievers. Think of compound interest, the way money grows when invested steadily over time. Your efforts work the same way. Invest in yourself daily and watch the growth multiply. Change doesn't have to be dramatic to be effective. Subtle daily shifts in mindset, choices, and habits create a ripple that turns into a wave. Your life is shaped by the direction you're heading, not your speed. 1 degree of change held consistently can land you in an entirely different place over time. You don't need to climb the whole staircase today. Just take the first step. That single move builds clarity, courage, and momentum. Don't underestimate the influence of a small act, a kind word, a deep breath, a journal entry, a healthy meal. These things shift energy, build strength, and feed your future. Small shifts in perspective can completely change your experience. Reframe problems as opportunities. Replace "I can't" with "how can I?" That mindset shift is a step in itself. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Waiting to get it right often keeps us stuck. Instead, aim for done, not perfect. Progress, not perfection. Action, not hesitation. Small steps teach humility, the understanding that greatness is grown, not granted. And in that humility, you find a deeper strength that doesn't fade. Even 1% better each day adds up. If you improve just a little bit daily, you'll be 37 times better in a year. Yeah. Small doesn't mean slow. It means sustainable. You don't have to leap to win. You only have to keep moving. And when you build a habit of showing up for yourself, change becomes inevitable. The mind learns through repetition. When you take small steps daily, you train your brain to expect success. That expectation becomes belief, and belief becomes action. Every small step taken with purpose builds a stronger version of you. And with each shift, your mindset, habits, and confidence grow in harmony. Small steps aren't shortcuts. They're strategy. They allow you to build your dream brick by brick, in a way that lasts, in a way that's real. Transformation isn't about a sudden burst of change. It's about the quiet evolution that happens when you decide not to give up. In a world obsessed with speed, patience is your superpower. Take the small step. Trust the journey. Let time and consistency do their magic. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing something. One thing. Today, and then again tomorrow. That's the secret. That's the shit. Change doesn't always come with a bang. Often, it whispers. A quiet decision. A single step. That's where the magic begins. One gentle shift today can lead to a dramatic transformation tomorrow. You don't have to see the finish line to begin the race. What matters is the decision to move forward, even if it's just an inch. Forward is forward, and that's what counts. Massive change is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters consistently. A focused small step beats scattered effort every time. Every time you choose to take a small, healthy, or courageous action, you rewrite the story you've been telling yourself. Each step edits your future into something greater. One small step could be a conversation, a choice, a refusal, a promise, or a commitment. Whatever it is, give it your full heart. Tiny actions powered by intention become life-changing. Your current life is the result of past small actions. If you want to shape a different future, start shaping different small habits today. Success isn't in the highlight reel, it's in the everyday effort. The unglamorous, consistent actions you take when no one's watching are what create the biggest shifts. Start with 5 minutes, 5 pages, one new habit. Don't worry about the rest. What matters is building the muscle of beginning. That's where transformation lives. Waiting for motivation wastes time. Create momentum through small action, and motivation will meet you on the path. Action breeds clarity. One choice can change your life. Not because it's huge, but because it's repeated. The more you repeat that tiny act, the more powerful it becomes. Don't aim to change the world overnight. Change your thoughts. Change your morning. Change your reactions. That's how real revolutions begin. Within. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. It might feel small, but it's more than enough to shift everything over time. The smallest changes in daily behavior often create the most meaningful changes and long-term results. That's not magic. That's momentum. You don't have to reinvent your life. You just have to redirect it. And that begins with a small pivot, a new habit, or a shift in mindset. Progress isn't always visible, but it's always happening. Every drop of effort adds to the reservoir that one day overflows into breakthrough. Your breakthrough might not come from doing more. It might come from doing less, but doing it with consistency and care. Tiny, focused steps lead to massive clarity. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is show up, not once, but repeatedly. Tiny acts of self-loyalty can transform your confidence. Don't let the size of the goal stop you. Let the size of your commitment carry you. When you honor the small steps, the big shifts take care of themselves. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you shift your direction. You train your brain to prioritize growth over comfort, and that's how empires are built. The small things are never small when they're done with intention. A smile, a thank you, a decision to keep going. These moments shape character and direction. Small steps allow for course correction, and are small when they're done with a catch. They give you the space to learn, adjust, and grow without fear of failure. You don't have to get it all right, just keep moving. Success is the result of stacking small actions until they become your new identity. You don't just achieve, you become. Big goals can feel heavy, but small steps lighten the load. Each time you act, you lift a little more weight from your future self's shoulders. You'll never regret starting small, but you might regret never starting at all. Begin no matter how imperfect the attempt. Movement is power. Tiny rituals create strong identities. Whether it's morning journaling or a daily walk, the habit of showing up is what creates big internal shifts. You don't have to overhaul your life. Just upgrade it one habit, one thought, one moment at a time. Small refinements lead to extraordinary evolution. Every transformation begins with a quiet decision, not a loud one, not a dramatic one. Just a decision to try. A decision to believe that something better is possible. Don't look for shortcuts. Look for small, repeatable paths that feel light and sustainable. Those are the roads that lead to lasting change. Start with one win a day, one positive choice, one habit kept, one promise to yourself fulfilled. Over time, those small wins create unstoppable momentum. The distance between where you are and where you want to be isn't as vast as it seems. It's made of daily choices, each one a small bridge across the gap. A 1-degree shift in direction doesn't look like much at first, but over time it leads you to an entirely different destination. Aim for that 1-degree change today. Don't underestimate the value of tiny decisions, because your life isn't made of the big moments alone, but the hundreds of little choices in between. Small steps are sustainable. They keep you going when motivation fades. They're not intimidating, they're empowering. Perseverance isn't about never stopping. It's about getting back up every day and doing the small thing that moves you closer to your purpose. You don't need everything to change. You just need one thing to shift. Let that one small step today be the spark that starts your fire. Start with your mindset. Shift how you talk to yourself. Encourage yourself. Forgive yourself. That's one of the most important small steps you can ever take. Clarity comes through action, not thought. You won't think your way into the perfect plan, but you can take small steps and adjust along the way. Don't fear slow growth. Fear staying still. When you keep moving, even slowly, you're still beating the version of yourself that didn't try. There is no such thing as a wasted small step, unless it's the one you didn't take. Every action is either an investment in your growth or your stagnation. Be patient with your progress. The shift you're hoping for is already in motion. Every small step is turning the wheel in your favor.